Hey guys, Dr. Stirrett here. Today I'm going to be sharing the top 10 foods that are secretly slowing down your weight loss on a GLP-1 like Ozempic, tirzepatide, Wegovy, whatever you're on. The question is, are you eating the right proteins that will lead to weight loss? One of the biggest things that I'll see with patients, most people know that they need to be eating more protein, but are they having the wrong proteins, and are these proteins actually hindering their weight loss success? Let's jump into numero uno. All right, guys, first and foremost, we have premier protein pancakes. And I would also put in the same category, I think it's like the Kodiak pancakes, the one with the bear on the outside. They have a bunch of different variants. Very, very similar product where they're really high protein. They're using whey protein isolate. They're relying heavily on processed ingredients. There's very low fiber, so the pancakes digest quickly. They don't satiate, and they provide a lot of extra sugar that contributes to the extra calories. And apparently these are microwavable, which is just kind of weird to me in general. So steer clear of these. Number 2, the Mission Tortillas. I see different variants of this product in my patients' diets each and every day because Mission has done a really good job at promoting different products that look healthy as well. I see a lot of people eating these, trying to go grain-free, look for higher protein. You know, this thing says 3 net carbs on there, plant powered. So automatically 7 grams of protein, high fiber. You're like, oh, wow. GLP-1 diet. We were looking for high fiber so we can go to the bathroom. This, unfortunately, is not something that's going to help anybody lose weight. One, it is enriched with pea protein, and that is just by itself difficult to digest. It usually leads to a little bit of water retention. The other problems with this product are that they are extremely high in hydrogenated soybean oils. These hydrogenated seed oils are chemically refined and they promote inflammation, and we know they lead to insulin resistance when studied. So you really want to stay away from this product and similar products. A different product to consider, I'm not a huge fan of tortillas in general just because they're higher carb. So for instance, this Mission style tortilla, it says it's lower net carb on there. I do like the Siete cassava flour tortillas. They are a little bit higher carb, but it's cleaner and tends to be digested in a way that does not promote as much inflammation. So I think if you are going to do a tortilla, I would usually urge patients to go more towards the cassava root products, and Siete does a fairly good job with those. Product number 3 that we want to take a look at is the Cliff Builders Protein Bar. Classic. People look at this, 20 grams of protein, chocolate peanut butter. It's tasty. So when you eat it, it tastes really good. Probably going to cause a little bloating. And it can be a quick solution after a gym session and make you feel like you're on track with your macros. But when you break these puppies down, you've got 290 calories, so nearly 300 calories, 17 grams of added sugar. The sweeteners are the first 3 of 4 ingredients. So a lot of this product is just essentially sweeteners. What you're going to get with this is a rather large insulin spike. So with it, I would say this is a glorified candy bar at best. And if you're eating this on a regular basis, which many people are when they come to see us, that's why I've included it, then you are shooting yourself in the foot in terms of your weight loss. In fact, if you were coming to me telling me you wanted to gain weight, I would tell you to eat this. Let's take a look at another bar. I see people eating a lot of these as well. We got the Gatorade protein bar. So a lot of times people think Gatorade, oh, that's like, electrolytes. That's relatively healthy. These also have the marketing there with the 20 grams of protein. And these ones are even worse, unfortunately, especially because Gatorade tends to target athletes. You've got 28 grams added sugar in here. They're 360 calories, calorie rich, high sugar. And the protein that they're putting in there is whey-based. So your body's not going to digest it well at all. And it's high sugar. You're going to get an insulin bump. You're going to get inflammation. It's a bomb. It's a candy bar at the end of the day. Avoid. Number 5 on the list is these chips, these little Pops chips. I've tried them before. They're actually kind of tasty. Pure protein Pops chips. They are saying they've got 12 grams of protein here, never fried, non-GMO. They've got a little bit of greenwash going on there. I can tell you right now that this is not a healthy product. It is just a potato chip. If you look at it, they're enriching this with pea protein and soy protein isolate, neither of which will be helpful for you in this regard. It's extremely processed, and your gut's going to find this inflammatory just like a regular chip. Specifically the hickory barbecue flavor, just because now you've also got paprika, you've got nightshade seasoning on here. So you got a little bit of a gut bomb, especially when you eat more than about a handful. This is going to become something that, one handful usually leads to another. One, but two, it's going to be something that's going to cause a significant amount of inflammation and not going to be helpful losing weight. Now, if I have to have a chip, I'll usually have my wife get the Siete brand cassava root chips for the kids and I. I look at it as like the lesser of the evils. Next up, muscle mac and cheese and anything like this. I'm actually going to throw, so muscle mac and cheese, there's dairy in here. It's going to stop your weight loss for sure. And there's nothing about this product that's going to be helpful to lose weight. It's got noodles in there. Even if the pasta itself is, let's say, created from chickpea pasta, lentils, anything like that, like the Bonza products, they will all stop weight loss. They will all cause water retention. So for those of you who are pasta lovers, for those of you who love spaghetti night and you're like looking for a healthier alternative, just know that like if you eat this muscle mac, like this is going to stop weight loss entirely. The Bonza products usually slow things down significantly for people. If you need a cheat day, so to speak, if you need a spaghetti night and you're like, oh my gosh, like I've been doing so well for so long, I need a spaghetti night, I would use the Bonza pasta over regular. Next up on our list, this is a big one because there's so many different variants of the Quaker products and different oatmeals out there. So everyone always comes in and they're like, well, oatmeal is healthy. And if you look at this one, it says 12 grams of protein, banana nut. It's got natural flavors in there, heart healthy. However, when you flip it over and take a look at it, there's quite a bit more going on. First of all, it's 12 grams of protein, but there's 10 grams of added sugar, so it's nearly a wash. That's not great for blood sugar spikes after you eat it. You know, I think you could switch to like Bob's Red Mill protein oats, and that's 10 grams of protein with no added sugars, and you could throw some fruit and some nuts in there. Like that would be a good alternative. However, it is important to consider that some people don't lose weight very well while on oatmeal in general. So a lot of times what we'll do is we tune somebody's diet up. A lot of times we'll keep oats in there, and if someone's not losing weight, then we pull those next. If you're eating like these instant oatmeals or things with a lot of additives in there, even if it's lower carb, lower sugar, I would still consider pulling it out of the diet if you're stuck. Oh my personal favorite. I wanted to share with you the Legendary Foods protein pastry. If you look at this right out and someone just said, hey, ignore the numbers on here, that you would say this is unhealthy. This is a treat. This is a dessert. It's a Pop-Tart, essentially. But when you look at it, and let's say that you're trying to be on a diet, you're trying to eat healthy, you're trying to look for protein, the first thing you're going to see is 20 grams of protein, 4 net carbs. Oh, wow, that's not that bad. You're going to flip a box around, and if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to find yourself in a position where this might actually end up looking like a good solution for breakfast. Now, it's strawberry flavored, so there's fake flavorings in there. There's sugar alcohols in here. And although it is relatively low carb, it's also low fiber, and it's going to be very poorly digested. It's going to cause inflammation in your gut. It's going to cause gas, bloating for most people, and ultimately, this will not result in any weight loss whatsoever. Now, a lot of you looking at this might have just intuitively been like, duh, Dr. Stirrett, that's not healthy. But I guarantee there's a portion of you out there who are roaming the aisles looking for good alternatives, things that, can fit your sweet tooth, after dinner or for breakfast with your coffee. And just know that this is not going to be a good substitute in those situations. And be wary of things that look like this. It's all about the marketing. If it looks unhealthy, guys, it likely is. And finally, there's different variants of this product that look better than others. Nature Valley Granola. So this one says 13 grams of protein, oats and honey. If you eat it or look at they make little bar ones too. They're delicious. They taste very good. But they're extremely high sugar. There's 15 grams added sugar on top of the granola and just 2/3 of a cup. And the high sugar load is pretty much just overwhelming any benefits that the granola would otherwise have. Now, last but not least, we have everybody's seemingly favorite source of protein recently, the Fairlife products. Notice I grabbed the Core Power one because this one, I was looking it up and I was like, wow, 42 grams of protein. How in the world could you pass that up? I'm not sure if the body can even process that much protein at once. Iffy, depending on the person and their size. But 42 grams of protein, that's awesome. The trouble here, and it's ultra-filtered milk, so the rationale is that what Fairlife has done is they've actually filtered out some of the less healthy components of the milk. They've left this higher protein, just the essential parts of the protein that are supposed to be healthier, easier to absorb. 7 grams of sugar, 42 grams of protein. I'll admit that's a bit of a beast. The trouble is that it's milk. It's a milk product still. It's got all the components that can lead to leaky gut and inflammation if that is something that you have a problem with. Over the years, what I've seen is that the majority of people do have trouble or struggle with milk products. There's very few people that I've worked with that just seemingly do great. Most people will say, but Dr. Stirrett, I can drink milk or I can have cheese and it doesn't hurt my stomach. And my biggest argument for you would be like, okay, well, go dairy-free for a month, 100% strict, and then go ahead and drink your Core Power protein shake and see how it makes your gut feel. You're probably going to get a lot of gas. You're going to get a lot of bloating. For most people that are having these on a regular basis, it's acting as a bit of a gainer because there's inflammation in the digestive tract. Obviously, your body's still absorbing it, but it's slow. Stuff gets in your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. It causes some water retention and inflammation resultingly. So if you have one of these once, it's not a big deal, but what happens, the problem is when you have them on a consistent basis, you buy the Costco pack of them. It's so funny. I start working with patients and they'll say, but Dr. Stirrett, I just bought the Costco pack. And I'm like, well, donate it to a homeless shelter or just dump it down the drain because most people do not tolerate these things very well. They're just not great for weight loss. Anyways, I would put this in the gainer category. Most people are going to gain weight easier on these products than lose unless you are in full-on ketosis. If you just watch this and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm eating a lot of these things, try cutting these things out. Hopefully you're not feeling undercut like there's nothing else you could be eating. Notice that a lot of these things were actually breakfast items. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to share this with you is because most people fall short at breakfast. It's the easiest meal of the day to mess up. My favorite breakfast at the moment, power breakfast I'm calling it before going to see patients is I will do 1 piece of toast, sourdough, with 2 eggs and then a protein shake with beef protein isolate shortly after. So a lot of patients will do different variants of that. So that might be helpful. I was just talking to my grandma last night and she's such a character. She has had heart surgery and we were talking about health. And she said that when she first started going to her acupuncturist 10 years ago, that she was eating Cheerios every morning for breakfast. And the acupuncturist was giving her a little bit of crap for it and saying, oh my gosh, that's going to destroy your blood sugar. That's why you're having blood sugar issues. Like you need to stop that immediately. And she said, but doc, what am I supposed to eat? And he looked at her and said, what you ate for dinner. And I laughed so hard because here in America, like we can't really wrap our heads around the fact that we eat better for lunch and dinner. We eat healthier for lunch and dinner typically than we do for breakfast. Breakfast really is the most important meal of the day because that's where we're stabilizing our blood sugar and setting the tone with protein, and it will actually regulate our insulin for the day. So you want to attack it. And just like my grandma said from that acupuncturist, you want to eat what you ate for dinner or model it in that way, as long as that doesn't gross you out too much. Otherwise, you're looking at a protein shake, some eggs, anything besides what I shared with you today on this list. Remember not to skip breakfast because that alone will hinder your GLP-1 results as well. So hopefully you guys got value from this today. I felt excited to share it with you. So if you got value from it, please go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend that's eating Cliff Bars. If you're sitting there and I was just thinking for any of you out there who you're wondering about your blood sugar, if you're wondering if you have insulin resistance that's contributing to higher blood sugar or metabolic syndrome, then I've got a video right here that will help you navigate that to look for the different clues in your body to see if you are in fact insulin resistant. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.